Brief you about the Battle of Plassey. There was a king named Siraj Uddaulan. He was a Nawab of Bengal. He was very strong king in the region. There was one trading center at Kolkata which was established by the Britishers. Without taking permission from Siraj Uddaulan, they have developed a fortress over there. When Siraj Uddaulan got the news that Britishers have developed the fortress without taking his permission, then Siraj Uddaulan sent his troops and destroyed the fortress. This news reached to the higher authorities of Britishers. When they come to know that Siraj Uddaulan has destroyed the fortress, they have sent a small troop to fight against the Siraj Uddaulan. They know that they cannot fight with Siraj Uddaulan in open war, so they bribed one of the commander-in-chief of Siraj Uddaulan and won the battle. Now we will see by line how Siraj Uddaulan and Britishers fought. Battle of Plassey happened on 23rd June 1757. Student, please remember these dates. This can be asked in one-line answers or in blanks or even in MCQ. You can say this can be asked in objective. So please remember this. I am repeating again, 23rd June 1757. Siraj Uddaulan, ruling over the Bengal, he had no opponent. Siraj Uddaulan was so strong that he had no opponent in his state. British company built the fortress around the trading center in Kolkata without the permission of Nawab. Who was the Nawab? Nawab was Siraj Uddaulan. Britisher built the fortress without his permission. This news was not made happy Siraj Uddaulan, so Siraj Uddaulan destroyed the fortress. This news reached to the Madras. Madras was the area where Britishers' main headquarters was situated. Britisher was sent in the leadership of Robert Clive. Britishers sent an army in the leadership of Robert Clive to fight against the Siraj Uddaulan. Even though British army was strong, but they know they cannot defeat Nawab, so they bribed. Bribed whom? They bribed two Commander-in-Chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amichand. Britishers know that it is very difficult to fight Siraj Uddaulan, so they bribed two persons. One was Mir Jafar and another was Seth Amichand. So, according to the plan, what the Britishers have done? According to the plan, Mir Jafar lost the battle in just half a day, and he was made Nawab of. Now you must be thinking, why Mir Jafar lost the war? Because Siraj Uddaulan had lots of trust on Mir Jafar, so he sent Mir Jafar to fight against the Britishers. But he was already bribed by the Britishers, so he lost the war within a day, or you can say within a half day, and he lost the war. And in return, Britishers have made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal. So after the Battle of Plassey, Bengal got new Nawab, and whose name was Mir Jafar. And after that, there was again one incident happened in Bengal, and that was the second war. That war was called Battle of Buxar. Now I brief you what happened in Battle of Buxar. In the Battle of Buxar, the Mir Jafar, who was made new Nawab of Bengal, and he saw that Britishers are very greedy, and they tried to take all the wealth from Bengal province, and he was not happy with this. Britishers saw this. Mir Jafar is not happy, so they made Mir Qasim as new Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim was very ambitious. He was more ambitious than the Mir Jafar. So Britishers thought this will be very harmful to us. So let us make again Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal. So Britishers made Mir Jafar again the Nawab of Bengal. Due to this, Mir Qasim was very sad, and he was trying to do something against the Britishers. So he took the refuge to the Nawab of Awadh. There he met Shah Alam, and they all fought against the Britishers, and they lost the war. Now we will see line by line how Battle of Buxar was happened. Again, students, please remember the date 22nd October 1764. This can be asked in objective type questions. Now, Britishers made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal. He was new Nawab of Bengal after Siraj ud Daulan, and tried to get lots of wealth from him. Britishers tried to get lots of wealth. Greedy attitude of the Britishers, Mir Qasim was made the Nawab of Bengal. Britishers were very greedy. They were very cunning. They want to acquire lots of wealth from India. So they made Mir Qasim as the new Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim was very ambitious, and Britishers do not like those kings who are ambitious. Then they again made Mir Jafar as a new Nawab of Bengal. New Nawab of Bengal was made as a new Nawab, and he is trying to do whatever the Britishers wants from him, because he wants to be a Nawab of Bengal. And after that, we will see Mir Qasim, who was not happy from the decisions which was made by the Britishers. Mir Qasim took refuge to the Nawab of Awadh, and there he met Shah Alam. There he met Shah Alam, and then three of them, Mir Qasim, Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam, they all together, three of them fought against Britishers and lost the battle. Three of them, again I am repeating the name, Mir Qasim, Nawab of Awadh, Shah Alam. All three of them fought against the Britishers and they lost the battle. After they lost the battles, British got Diwani rights in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. So, from both of these battles, we come to know how Britishers has extended their territories in India. Battle of Buxar was the war due to which Britishers got immense power in India, and they have developed their trading centers in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. In Hindi we call it Diwani rights. But actually it is called, or you can say it's a permission to take revenue from the statehood is called the Diwani rights. Now we will see the subsidiary alliance system. What is this system and why Britishers had implemented this system in the court of law or in the province of different states? Subsidiary alliance system was also called Dvimukhi Shashan. subsidiary alliance system was also called Dvimukhi Shashan, do मुंह वाला शासन. Why Britishers implemented this Shashan? Why Britishers implemented this system? They have implemented this system in order to develop themselves, in order to get immense power in the India. This system is also considered as the sweet poison. What was this system? Let me brief you in few lines. According to this system, please remember what I am saying. According to this systems, Britishers got powers. Britishers got powers without any responsibilities, while Nawab have responsibilities without any powers. So Britishers were able to collect lots of revenue from India, and they do not have to do anything as a work. But king have to do lots of services to the people, but he has no right to collect the revenues currently, which is known as taxes in our country. Now we'll see subsidiary alliance system is the sweet poison. Britishers got power without any responsibilities. I am repeating the line again. Britishers got power without any responsibility, while king got duties without any power. Duties means you can say responsibilities. So Britishers got power without any responsibility, and king got duty without any powers. This was the subsidiary alliance system prevailed at the time of Britishers for their greediness. And what are the terms and conditions associated with the subsidiary alliance system? We will see them in detail. First, army. Indian army, whatever the army with the kings, that army is trained by the Britishers, and in return state will give provenance equal to the income to the Britishers. What Britishers do? They trained armies of king, and in return what they want? They want the income from them. They say that we have trained your army, so you have to pay something to us. And what they take? They take as a provenance some of the area of their state. Kuch area unki state ka they acquired in them, so that they can collect a revenue over there. Then second term and condition, with permission of company, no state can do war or sign treaty. What is this condition? According to these conditions, Britishers are supreme. King have to take permissions from the Britishers to fight, to war, or to sign treaty. Whatever they do, they have to take permission from the Britishers. Every Britisher, one of the Britisher you can say, is present in the court of king, and king has to take permission to do whatever with the permission of Britishers. The third point, compulsory one English representative in the state assembly. Whatever the assembly king has, one representative always present in them. Other foreigners, means other European person or other person from Europe states are not allowed in the. So there was an atmosphere in which Britishers made